It appears that she had several sugar daddies. Excuse my language. Hey guys, and welcome to my newest Let's Play, Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. I can't even describe how freaking excited I am to play this game. I just finished Dual Destinies on my 3DS. It's just made me really want to play these games again. And I thought that you guys would really enjoy watching a Let's Play of it because there are a ton of crazy characters and a lot of dialogue, which means voices, which you guys seem to really like for some reason, even though they suck. So, if you've never seen Phoenix Wright, heard of Phoenix Wright, just stick around. I think you'll really enjoy it. I actually have all the episodes unlocked because I have beaten this game before. We are playing Phoenix Wright, who is an attorney. Surprise. So, oh yeah, there is blood and murder in this game, so if that offends you, then you probably don't want to watch. I mean, it's cartoony. It doesn't look real. I mean, look, it's not that bad. But, you know, if that bothers you, then you probably don't want to watch. Also, there's mild swearing. It's kind of a visual novel, courtroom drama kind of thing, but, like, really funny and good. I'll make it look like he did it. So dastardly. Alright, District Court Defendant Lobby number 2, August 3rd. Boy, am I nervous. Right. Oh, hey, Chief. I'm glad I made it on time. Well, I have to say, Phoenix, I'm impressed. Not everyone takes on a murder trial right off the bat like this. It says a lot about you, and your client as well. I love how she gets away with wearing that to work. Thanks. Actually, it's because I owe him a favor. A favor? You mean you knew the defendant before this case? Yes. Actually, I kind of owe my current job to him. He's one of the reasons I became an attorney. Well, that's news to me. I want to help him out any way I can. I just really want to help him. I owe him that much. It's over! My life, everything, it's over! Isn't that your client screaming over there? Yeah, that's him. Death, despair, oh! I'm gonna do it! I'm gonna die! It sounds like he wants to die. Yeah. Nick! Hey there, Larry. Dude, I'm so guilty. Tell him I'm guilty. Give me the death sentence. I ain't afraid to die. What? What's wrong, Larry? Oh, it's all over. I'm finished. Finished. I can't live in a world without her. I can't. Who took her away from me, Nick? Who did this? Oh, Nick, you gotta tell me. Who took my baby away? The person responsible for your girlfriend's death. The newspapers say it was you. Dun dun dun. I'm sorry my voices aren't that great. I'm still getting over being sick and I'm all phlegmy, so just work with me here. My name is Phoenix Wright. Here's the story. My first case is a fairly simple one. A young woman was killed in her apartment. The guy they arrested was the unlucky sap dating her. Larry Butz. Best name ever. My best friend since grade school. Our school had a saying, when something smells, it's usually the butts. In the 23 years I've known him, it's usually been true. He has a knack for getting himself in trouble. One thing I can say, though, it's usually not his fault. He just has terrible luck. But I know better than anyone that he's a good guy at heart. That and I owe him one, which is why I took the case, to clear his name. And that's just what I'm going to do. Alright, August 3rd, District Court, courtroom number 2. Okay, now, for the judge's voice, I could do typical old man, but I feel like it would be funny to do Dumbledore's voice from Potter Puppet Pals, and if you haven't seen that, like, just go watch it. Because it's ridiculous. But anyway, the court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Larry Butz.
The prosecution is ready, Your Honor.
The, defense is ready, Your Honor. Ahem! Mr. Wright! This is your first trial, is it not? Oh god, that's probably gonna annoy you guys. Yes, Your Honor, I'm a little nervous. Your conduct during this trial will decide the fate of your client. Murder is a serious charge. For your client's sake, I hope you can control your nerves, and I hope I can control my bowels. Thank you, Your Honor. Didn't need to know about your bowels. Mr. Wright, given the circumstances, I think we should have a test to ascertain your readiness. Yes, Your Honor. Hands shaking, eyesight fading. The test will consist of a few simple questions. Answer them clearly and concisely. Please state the name of the defendant in this case. Oh, gee, is it me? Or my boss? Or Larry Butz? I think we know that it's Larry Butz. The defendant? Well, that's Larry Butz, Your Honor. Correct! Just keep your wits about you and you'll do fine. Next question. This is a murder trial. Tell me, what's the victim's name? Oh, I know this one. Glad I read the case report cover to cover so many times. It's, wait. Shit. No way, I forgot. I'm drawing a total blank here. Phoenix, are you absolutely sure you're up to this? You don't even know the victim's name? Oh, the victim. Of course I know the victim's name. I, just, forgot temporarily. I think I feel a migraine coming on. Look, the defendant's name is listed in the court record. Just touch the court record button to check it at any time, okay? Remember to check it often. Do it for me, please. I'm begging you. Let's hear your answer. Who's the victim in this case? Alright. So you click on the court record and we can go read the autopsy report. So it says, time of death, July 31st, 4 p.m. to 5 p.m., cause of death, loss of blood due to blunt trauma. Oh, okay, that was the autopsy report. I actually have to look at the profile. Okay, there we go. Cindy Stone, age 22, female. The victim in this case, a model. She lived in an apartment by herself. Okay, so her name is Cindy Stone, not Cinderblock. The victim's name is Cindy Stone. Which just sounds ridiculous. Correct! Now tell me, what was the cause of death? She died because she was hit with a blunt object, as we saw in the beginning, but also in the autopsy report it says that, so. She was struck once by a blunt object. Correct! You've answered all my questions. I see no reason why we shouldn't proceed. You seem much more relaxed, Mr. Wright. Good for you. Thank you, Your Honor. Because I don't feel relaxed, that's for sure. Well then. First, a question for the prosecution, Mr. Payne. Payne is always like the first prosecutor that you kind of go up against, and he is the one trying to accuse the defense, like to prove that the defense is guilty, and then our job is to prove that the defense is innocent.
Yes, Your Honor.
As Mr. Wright just told us, the victim was struck with a blunt object. Would you explain to the court just what that object was?
The murder weapon was the statue of the thinker. It was found lying on the floor next to the victim.
I see. The court accepts it into evidence. Okay, so that was added to the court record. Right. Be sure to pay attention to any evidence added during the trial. That evidence is the only ammunition you have in court. Touch the court record button to check the court record frequently. You got it, boss. Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its first witness.
The prosecution calls the defendant, Mr. Butz, to the stand.
Mr. Butz, report to the stand, please, Mr. Butz. Chief, what do I do now? Pay attention. You don't want to miss any information that might help your client's case. You'll get your chance to respond to the prosecution later, so be ready. Let's just hope he doesn't say anything unfortunate. Uh-oh, Larry gets excited easily. This could be bad.
Ahem. Mr. Butz, is it not true that the victim had recently dumped you?
Hey, watch it, buddy! We were great together. We were Romeo and Juliet, Cleopatra, and Mark Anthony. Didn't they all die? I wasn't dumped. She just wasn't taking my phone calls or seeing me ever. What's it to you anyway?
Mr. Butz, what you described is generally what we mean by dumped. In fact, she had completely abandoned you and was seeing other men. She had just returned from overseas with one of them the day before the murder.
What do you mean, one of them? Lies, all of it lies. I don't believe a word of it.
Your Honor, the victim's passport. According to this, she was in Paris until the day before she died.
Passport added to the record record. Indeed, she appears to have returned the day before the murder. Dude! No way!
The victim was a model but did not have a large income. It appears that she had several sugar daddies.
I can't.
Daddies? Sugar? Yes, older men who gave her money and gifts.
I love how they actually explain it.
She took their money and used it to support her lifestyle.
Dude!
We can clearly see what kind of woman this Miss Stone was.
Hey, I'll have none of your slut-shaming, sir.
Tell me, Mr. Butz, what do you think of her now?
Right. I don't think you want him to answer that question. Yeah, Larry has a way of running his mouth in all the wrong directions. Should I wait and see what happens or stop him from answering? Stop him from answering, I guess. I love how he slams his hands on the counter thing. My client had no idea the victim was seeing other men. That question is irrelevant to this case. Dude, Nick, what do you mean irrelevant? That cheating she-dog. I'm gonna die! I'm just gonna drop dead! Yeah, and when I meet her in the afterlife, I'm gonna get to the bottom of this. Sound plan, Larry. Let's continue with the trial, shall we?
I believe the accused's motive is clear to everyone.
Yes, quite! Oh boy, this is not looking good.
Next question. You went to the victim's apartment on the day of the murder, did you not? Well, did you, or did you not?
Well, maybe I did and maybe I didn't. Uh-oh, he went. What do I do? It's been a while since I played this one. So, I'm not gonna remember everything. Have him answer honestly. I know. I'll send him a signal. I'll slam my fists. Tell the truth. That is not... What? Yeah, I was there. I went. Slam. Order! Well, Mr. Butz. Dude, chill. She wasn't home, man, so, I didn't see her. Oh, good lord. Payne, that's his real voice. Objection!
Your Honor, the defendant is lying.
Lying?
The prosecution would like to call a witness who can prove Mr. Butz is lying.
Well, that simplifies matters. Who's your witness?
The man who found the victim's body. Just before making the gruesome discovery, he saw the defendant fleeing the scene of the crime.
No. Order in the court! Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its witness.
Yes, Your Honor.
This is bad.
On the day of the murder, my witness was selling newspapers at the victim's building. Please bring Mr. Frank Sawit to the stand.
Oh my.
Mr. Sowich, you sell newspaper subscription, is that correct? Oh yes, newspapers, yes.
Mr. Soward, you may proceed with your testimony. He just keeps getting New York, like more and more New York, I think. Please tell the court what you saw on the day of the murder. Alright, so this is apparently what this guy saw. But, as you remember from the beginning cutscene, he's the actual murderer. So we already know that, but Phoenix does not. So we need to prove that he actually did it and not Larry Butz.
I was going door to door selling subscriptions when I saw a man fleeing an apartment. I thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him. Thinking it strange, I looked inside the apartment. Then I saw her lying there, a woman, not moving, dead. I quailed in fright and found myself unable to go inside. I thought to call the police immediately. However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working. I went to a nearby park and found a public phone. I remember the time exactly. It was 1 p.m. The man who ran was, without a doubt, the defendant sitting right over there.
Dirty liar.
Larry, why didn't you tell the truth? I can't defend you against a testimony like that.
Incidentally, why wasn't the phone in the victim's apartment working?
Your Honor, at the time of the murder, there was a blackout in the building.
Aren't phones supposed to work during a blackout?
Yes, Your Honor. However, some cordless phones do not function normally. The phone that Mr. Sal would use was one of those.
Convenient.
Your Honor, I have a record of the blackout for your perusal.
Where does he pull all this evidence from? His ass? Now, Mr. Wright. Yes, yes, Your Honor. You may begin your cross-examination. Cross-examination, Your Honor?
Alright, right, this is it. The real deal.
What exactly am I supposed to do?
Why, you exposed the lies in the testimony the witness just gave.
Lies? What? He was lying?
Your client is innocent, right?
Then that witness must have lied in his testimony.
Or is your client really guilty?
How do I prove he's not?
You hold the key. It's in the evidence. Compare the witness's testimony to the evidence at hand. There's bound to be a contradiction in there. First, find contradictions between the court record and the witness's testimony. Then, once you found the contradicting evidence, present it and rub it in the witness's face. That's justice!
Okay.
Touch the court record button and point out contradictions in the testimony.
You got it, boss. Okay. So, what I like to do is press the witness on every single statement, because if you don't, a lot of times you end up like you've pressed like 3 times or something like that, and you missed the one that you needed, but then you can't remember which ones you pressed on. So I usually just press on all of them. So. Isn't a man leaving an apartment a common sight? I find it odd you would take notice of him. Good point.
I don't know, he just seemed strange to me, that's all. Like he was mad and yet frightened at the same time, just like a criminal fleeing the scene of a crime.
The defense requests the witness refrain from conjecture.
Of course. What the witness means is that the man he saw looked suspicious. So what happened next? I thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him.
Hold it. Half open, you say?
Yes, the door was open halfway, yes. I watched for a moment, but no one came to close the door. That's odd in a big city like this, I thought. I see. And what happened next? Thinking it strange, I looked inside the apartment.
What gave you the idea to do that?
Well, the door was half open, you see. Isn't it only human to want to peek?
Oh my, he's peeping Tom.
We climb mountains because they are there. It's the same thing.
That is not the same at all.
Truer words have never been spoken, anyone would look inside.
Again, that's not true. Why did Payne cut him off so quickly?
So you looked into the apartment, what happened then? Then I saw her lying there, a woman not moving, dead.
Hold it. Are you sure she was dead?
Well, no, I guess I wasn't, but she wasn't moving at all and there was blood everywhere.
I guess that would look fatal to anyone. Very well, what happened next?
I quailed in fright and found myself unable to go inside.
So you didn't touch anything in the apartment?
Yes, I mean, no, nothing.
Okay. Liar. What happened next?
I thought to call the police immediately.
You thought to call the police? Doesn't that mean you didn't actually call them?
Please, listen to the rest of the testimony. You thought to call the police. What happened next? However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working.
The phone in her apartment wasn't working.
Yes, I mean, no, it wasn't right.
But you said you didn't go into the apartment. Or did you? Dun dun dun.
Oh, that. I can explain that. There was a cordless phone on a shelf in the entranceway. I reached inside and tried using that to call. And that phone wasn't working, correct? What happened next? I went to a nearby park and found a public phone.
Sounds like a lie. Why use a public phone?
Well, you see, I don't have a cell phone.
Who doesn't have a cell phone?
And being in the middle of the afternoon, there were no answer at the nearby apartments.
Right. What time did you call again?
I remember the time exactly. It was 1 p.m.
1 p.m., are you certain?
Yes, absolutely.
He seems really confident. 1 p.m., right, doesn't that seem strange to you? Present some evidence to contradict him. Okay, a lot of times when they say something specific like that, like a time or a direction or, you know, something like that, that's what you want to kind of think about. And in this case, he said 1 p.m., but I'm pretty sure she died later than that. Yeah, her time of death was between 4 p.m. and 5 p.m. So you're a freaking liar. And you were going to hear objection a lot. Just so you know. You found the body at 1 p.m., you're sure?
Yes, it was 1 p.m. for certain.
Frankly, I find that hard to believe. Your statement directly contradicts the autopsy report. The autopsy notes the time of death at some time after 4 p.m. There was no body to find at 1 p.m. How do you explain this 3-hour gap?
Oh, that,
Objection!
Gosh, he's a bird.
It is trivial, the witness merely forgot the time.
No. Even the judge is like, nah, bitch.
After his testimony, I find that hard to believe. Mr. Sarwit, why were you so certain that you found the body at 1 p.m.?
Oh, yeah? Well, Gee, that's a really good question.
Great job, Wright. Way to put him on the spot. That's all you have to do. Point out contradictions. Lies always beget more lies. See through one, and their whole story falls apart. Thanks, mentor.
Wait, I remember now.
Would you care to give your testimony again?
This will happen a lot as well. I know it's a bad place to cut, but I don't really want these episodes being super long. In the next one, we're most likely going to finish up this case because it's pretty short. There are, I believe, 5 or 6 cases in this game. Definitely let me know how you guys are liking this game series. I really hope that you are, because it's one of my favorite series ever. So yeah, just let me know in the comments if you're liking this and give me voice ideas. And yeah, I will see you in the next episode.